Most people show up to basic training completely unprepared. Not physically, but financially and mentally. They sign contracts they barely read. They leave money on the table and they miss the place that could have set them up for life. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly the moves nobody makes before basic training, the same ones that can be worth thousands of dollars while you are still in uniform. Because the truth is, most people walk into the US military blindfolded. They think the game starts after basic training, when in reality, the smartest soldiers start playing before day one. On this channel, I show you how 3 years can buy you a lifetime bag. So subscribe if you are serious about changing your life. When I joined the military, I thought preparation meant doing push-ups, running faster, or memorizing ranks. I thought it was all about the physical. But I learned fast that the people who win in this system are the ones who understand the paperwork, the timing, and the financial plays. Because the military does not make you rich by default. Knowing how it works does. Every single person who joins the US military signs a paperwork, the same type of contract, but only a few walk away with money stacked, debt cleared, and benefits secured. Why? Because they did the prep work before shipping out. That is the difference between struggling your entire enlistment and setting yourself up to win from the start. Let's get straight into it. The first move is to set your financial house in order before you ship out. The military gives you a steady paycheck, but if you have no plan for it, it will disappear fast. Before you even go to MEPS, open 2 bank accounts, one for checking and one for savings. Your checking account is for spending, your saving is for stacking. As soon as you get your first paycheck, set up an automatic transfer, even if it is only $100 a month. If you do that from day one, you will have a few thousand saved by the end of basic training without even thinking about it. Most new recruits never do this. They wait until after training, and by then, the habit is gone. The moment you start getting paid, your money should already have a destination. Now, let's talk about debt. If you have any kind of debt, credit cards, payday loans, buy now, pay later stuff, start clearing it now. The military will find out eventually. And once you are in, they can garnish your pay if you fall behind. I have seen people untie checks go to collections because they did not handle the finances before shipping out. If you owe money, call those companies and set up payment plans before you leave. If you cannot pay it off, at least freeze your interest or consolidate it. The military pay system is steady, but it is not magic. It is meant to build your stability, not clean up old mistakes you ignored. You have a window of time before you leave. Use it wisely. Here is something I wish more people knew. If you already have a girlfriend or fiancé and you are serious about her, get married before joining. 6 months after training to get married or before that won't change anything if you are serious about him or her. Married because of love, because of leverage, and because of discipline. When you have a legal dependent, you qualify for basic allowance for housing. That is tax-free money the military gives you every month to support your family while you are training or stationed somewhere else. And the amount is not small. It can be anywhere from $2,500 to $4,000 a month, depending on where your dependent lives. Now, here's the part most people do not realize. That money starts while you are still in training. That means from your first day in basic training until you finish all your schools, your AIT, you are collecting BAH every single month, even though you are not paying rent. Let that sink in for a second. While other recruits are sleeping in barracks and living on base, you are stacking $2,000 to $4,000 a month. That's free. That is real money building up while you are getting yelled at and doing push-ups. Some people will hear that and say it sounds shady, but it is not. It is the rules. The military pays BAH to help you support your dependents while you are away training. They do not ask you for receipt. They do not check what you do with the money. It is your pay. It is in your bank account as long as you are providing to your family. So if you already have someone serious in your life, someone you plan to marry anyway, do it before you join. That one decision can change your financial start. I know people who came out of training with $10,000, $15,000, even $20,000 saved up just from BAH stacking while they were away. That is money they use later to buy a house, to invest, they get out. Meanwhile, the recruits who did not know about it spend years trying to catch up because they marry later after training. Knowledge is leverage. Speaking of leverage, the next move is to choose your MOS. Basically, your military occupation, your job, like an investor, not a recruit. This is the most important decision you will make before shipping out. Most people pick jobs based on what sounds cool or what the recruiter pushes hardest. That is a huge mistake. Your MOS determines not just your experience, but your income, your clearance level, and your civilian opportunities later. You have to think long term. If you pick a job that comes with a security clearance, that one decision alone can be worth $50,000 to $100,000 more in civilian pay once you get out. I have friends who left the military making $30 an hour or more in civilian IT and Intel jobs just because they had clearance. Meanwhile, others who took random jobs like admin work had to start over at $15 an hour. Same service, completely different outcomes. Do not pick your MOS emotionally. Pick it strategically. Think long term. Look at jobs that translate to civilian career. IT, cybersecurity, healthcare, aviation, logistics, Intel. Those fields pay and they are always in demand. Ask your recruiter about clearance jobs specifically. Ask which MOS gives you certification that transfer to civilian licenses. This is the kind of information recruiters rarely explain because their job is to file slots, not to plan your future. But if you know what to ask for, you can turn your 3-year contract into a lifetime advantage. Now, let's talk about another move that most people completely ignore. Fixing your debt before you leave. You heard me earlier mention that I had $50,000 of student loan clear through VA programs, right? That is real, gone. The VA has programs like total and permanent disability discharge and other forms of loan forgiveness that can eliminate federal student debt for eligible veterans. Most people never even apply for it. They spend years paying on loans that could have been cleared if they knew what paperwork to file. I tell people all the time, the military is not just about earning money. It is also about canceling debt. It gives you leverage on both sides, income and forgiveness. But you have to document everything. Stay on top of your records and make sure your service is reflected correctly in your VA file later. The earlier you start that process, the easier it is. While we are talking about our documentation, let me explain one of the biggest mistakes people make at MEPS. They rush through the medical screening. They treat it like a formality. Huge mistake. That appointment is the foundation of your entire VA record. If you do not report something at MEPS, it becomes harder to claim it later. So be honest. List everything strategically. Back pain, knee pain, sleep problem, headaches, anxiety, hearing issues. Even if it feels small, document it. Years later, when you file for disability, that records become proof. The VA checks what was noted before you joined and what changed after. If you skip something, they can say it was pre-existing or not service connected. But if you record it now, you protect yourself. That simple move can be worth thousands of dollars every month for life. I know veterans who collect $4,500 a month tax-free because they document properly. I also know veterans who get nothing because they did not. Now, let's talk about the big decision. Active duty versus reserve or National Guard. Most people choose based on emotion or what sounds good. That is not the way to do it. You need to do the math. That's what I did before joining. That's why I joined active duty. While when we were in basic training, people were calling me crazy to join active duty because they were saying that I will go to war. And those were the people that were in reserve. And then when I got out, they were still in. They were like, oh, I should have joined active duty. Learn to play. Do the math. If you have nothing going on for yourself in civilian life, no career, no business, no degree, no plan, you don't know where to go, don't have any plan in life, go active duty. Do one contract, stack your benefits, learn skills, and get out ahead. But if you already have something going on for yourself on outside, maybe you are making good money, have a business, or are in school, then considering the reserve or National Guard. You still get the benefits, but you keep your civilian flexibility, although it's not the same benefit, to be fair, right? The point is not which one is better. The point is to choose based on your life, not your recruiter's quota. I tell people all the time, do not make emotional decisions with long-term consequences. Do the math. What are you earning now? What could you earn with BAH? Pay, benefits, and training combined. Compare that to your current situation. If you are working 2 or 3 civilian jobs just to survive, the math will speak for itself. Here's the part nobody talks about, the mental play. The mindset you carry before you even step into basic training will shape your entire experience. Most people join to survive. They are just looking for a paycheck or to get out of the city or to escape a bad situation or to stay away from family. That is fine. But the real winners join to leverage. They see the military not as the end goal, but as a platform. They know they are there to learn discipline, stack benefits, build credit, gain clearance, and then use all of that to build the next chapter. If you enter with that mindset, you cannot lose. Every single day becomes an investment. Every challenge becomes a skill. Every dollar you save becomes part of your exit plan. That is the difference between people who come out bitter and people who come out better. I remember this kid who joined same time I did. Let's call him Kevin. Before he shipped out, he learned about BAH, about setting up his account, about documenting everything. He got married before basic training because he already had a fiancée. He started collecting $3,500 a month in BAH while in training. By the time he finished AIT, he had saved nearly $20,000. He had zero debt, a security clearance, and a plane. Another guy in our group ignored all of that. He didn't do any of that. He joined single, even though he had a fiancée that he wanted to get married to after basic training. He spent every paycheck on junk and left training with nothing. Same uniforms, same training, completely different outcomes. Kevin left the military after 4 years, used his GI Bill to study cybersecurity, and now makes over $100,000 a year. The other guy is still working 2 warehouse jobs and doing some night shift somewhere. That is the reality. Preparation is everything. You have to understand. The military rewards those who play smart. The benefits are there for everyone, but they are not automatic. Nobody is going to hand them to you. The recruiter's job is to fill slots, not to make you rich. Your job is to read between the lines and position yourself for success. You have to ask questions that most people do not even know exist. What MOS comes with clearance? What school are guaranteed in the contract? When does my BAH start? How do I file dependents? How do I track my medical records? These are the questions that separate the average soldier from the one who walks away financial free. Let me give you the truth about money, because this is where most people get it wrong. They say $44 a month for my school community sounds expensive. But if you think like that, you are not thinking long term. You are thinking short, just on the tip of your nose. You have to look at the return on investment. If what you learn inside helps you pick the right MOS that later adds $50,000 a year to your salary, that $44 decision just made you 1,000 times more money. If it helps you get married before joining and unlocking $3,000 a month in BAH, that is tens of thousands of dollars right there. If it helps you properly document your medical records and later collect $4,500 a month in VA benefit for life, tax free, that is over $1 million in lifetime value. The question is not how much it costs. The question is how much it is worth. You are not spending $44 a month. You are investing in knowledge that can literally change your financial trajectory forever. So here is my message to you. Do not just show up to basic training and hope for the best. Show up ready. The people who win in this system are the ones who prepare before the game even starts. They read the rules, they study the plays, and they make moves that others do not even know exist. That is what this video is about, showing you the moves nobody makes. Because when you understand these plays before you join, you can turn 3 years of service into 30 years of peace. You can use the system to build wealth, discipline, and freedom that will outlast any paycheck. If you are serious about setting yourself up before basic training, the first link in the description below is where you start. Inside my school community, we break down all this down step by step. How to pick the right job, how to get the most from your contract, how to file the right paperwork, what kind of mindset do you have to go to basic training, how to stack benefits, and how to walk away with real results. These are the things recruiters will not teach you, but they are exactly what separates average soldiers from the ones who retire financial free. If you are ready to learn the game, that is where you belong. Drop a comment if you have any questions and I will answer them. I provide all proof of what I'm saying because I live it. If this video helped you, subscribe for more plays that turn service into freedom. Watch this video on the screen that YouTube thinks will be helpful to you. Thank you for watching till the end. Peace. I'm gone.